Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to have a look at the Angels of Death, the Emperor's finest, the Space Marines. They shall be my finest warriors, these men who give of themselves to me. Like clay I shall mould them, and in the furnace of war forge them. They shall be of iron will and steel sinew. In great armour I shall clad them, and with the mightiest weapons they will be armed. They will be untouched by plague or disease. No sickness shall blight them. They shall have such tactics, strategies, machines that no foe can best them in battle. They are my bulwark against the terror. They are the defenders of humanity. They are my Space Marines, and they shall know no fear. So said the Emperor of Mankind about the Space Marines at the founding. The Space Marines were a result of genetic tinkering to the human genome with different organs to produce their size. Now this was done by the Emperor during the final days of the Unification Wars. The 19 organs are to enhance and make the Space Marines the superhuman beings they are. So they have a secondary heart. They have an osmodular, which increases size and skeleton strength. Their bones are more durable. They have a biscopia, which simulates muscular growth, bulks them out. They have the hemestamen, which enhances blood composition and efficiency. They have the Laramans organ, which promotes growth of instant scar tissue over wounds, thereby Space Marines can keep going. They have the catalepsian node, which lets them keep an awareness of their surroundings while switching off portions of their brain to rest status so they can function without the need for pure sleep. They have the preomina, which identifies and neutralizes organic poisons. The omophagia, which absorbs neuromimetics through the digestion of genetic material. So if they eat something, they will learn its genetic memories and various other things. They have a third lung, which allows them to breathe in toxic atmospheres. They have an oculobe, which means their eyesight is enhanced. They have the Lyman's ear, which filters out background noise and increases their sense of balance. They have a Sussen membrane, which, if they suffer severe trauma, puts them in suspended animation to help them heal. They have the melanochrome, which monitors radiation, adjusts blood composition and skin pigmentation based on the planets they are fighting on. They have an oolitic kidney, which does blood filtration, detoxification and neutralizes inorganic toxins. Neuroglottis, which analyzes harmful food by taste. They have a mucranoid, which secretes oil over the skin to protect against extremes of heat and cold, so they can fight on extreme hot planets, they can fight on ice planets and not feel uncomfy. They have the Betcher's gland, which means they can create corrosive poison through their salivary glands, so when they spit, they can spit acid. They have the progenoids. There are two of these, one in the chest, one in the throat, and this is what's used to create more gene seed to further help Space Marines. Then they get the black carapace, which is an armoured thorax sheath that protects the major organs and allows them to interface with their power armour. Space Marine power armour has taken many forms over the centuries. So we have Mark 1 armour, which is what the Techno-Barbarians were using during the Unification Wars. We then move to Mark 2 Crusade armour, which was used for leaving Earth's atmosphere, because it was more sealed, it was more protected, and this was in use. And as a result, it was called Crusade armour. Then we move to Mark 3 Iron armour, which was the same as Mark 2, but it was more heavily reinforced on the front. Mark 4, which was used at the start and the outbreak of the Horus Heresy, was issued, and it had quite a lot of advanced systems in it based on what they've learnt through the Great Crusade. Mark 5 was used during the Horus Heresy Age of Darkness, using scavenged parts from Mark 2, 3 and 4 to make a workable armour, due to supply lines being cut short. Now, just before the Siege of Terror, Mark 6 armour was pushed in, commonly known as beaky armour due to the elongated front part of the helmet. This was also designated Corvus armour due to the Raven Guard's prevalence of using it for its stealth purposes. And just as the house is winding down, we had Mark 7, which incorporated everything they'd learnt from the first 6 marks and rolled it in. When the Emperor created his Space Marines, he created the Primarchs, 20 beings who would be his generals. From their genetics, he created the 20 Space Marine Legions. Now, these legions started off at about 1,000 strong for the tail end of the Unification Wars. And by the time of the Great Crusade and the Horus Heresy, some legions numbered in the tens of thousands, some numbered in the hundreds of thousands. Now, the 20 legions and their Primarchs were the Dark Angels, with their Primarch Lionel Johnson from the planet Caliban, the Emperor's Children, led by Fulgrim from the planet Chemos, the Iron Warriors, led by Perturabo from Olympia, the White Scars, led by Jacati Khan from Chogoris, the Space Wolves, led by their Primarch Leman Russ from Fenris, the Imperial Fists, led by Rogel Dawn from the Hives of Inwit, the Night Lords, led by the Night Haunter from the planet of Nostramo, the Blood Angels, led by Sanguinius from the planet Baal. The Iron Hands were led by Ferrus Manus, and they hailed from Medusa. The World Eaters, led by Angron, and they didn't have a world as such. The Ultramarines were led by Robute Guliman, and they hailed from the planet Macragge. The Death Guard, led by Mortarion, hailed from the plague planet Barbarius. The Thousand Suns, led by Magnus the Red, they hailed from Prospero. The Lunar Wolves, led by Horus, the Great War Master, and they hailed from the hive world of Chthoniya. The Word Bearers, led by Lorgar, hailed from Colchis. The Salamanders, led by Vulcan, they hailed from the planet Nocturne. The Raven Guard, led by Corax, they hailed from the planet Deliverance. The Alpha Legion, led by Alpharius, and no known recruiting planet. So, these 20 legions strode out across the galaxy, conquering world after world after world for the Emperor, in an effort to reunite the whole of mankind across the galaxy. For 200 years the crusade raged, but it was all brought down by one man. And that is something we will cover in another video. If you've enjoyed this, like and subscribe, leave any comments below, always looking to improve. And I will see you all in the next video.